got there. And that's the reason why this Tuskegee experiment of such that's happened to the black community, where they took the fathers out of the home and the leaders out of the community and have torn apart the community. Now they've seen that's worked, and they're doing that to America. They're attempting, they're trying.
I mean, that the interview magazine cover you're talking about, I think, is the one where she was basically semi-naked in front of the American flag, and I thought that was pretty distasteful, actually. It was about the American dream, and I thought, well, if that's the American dream, we're all screwed. I mean, in America.
And I agree with that, and I didn't feel the platform to voice my opinion because...
Guys, have you heard that Kanye West allegedly has a strict set of rules for Bianca to follow? So allegedly he has told her that she can't speak in public, which I feel like does check out because I've not seen any clips of her speaking publicly with Kanye West, and that she has to wear what he decides for her to wear.
Hey y'all, so it looks like Kanye West overplayed his hand when it came to his marriage with Bianca Censori, because she just showed her hand in the craziest way possible. And she just might be walking away with a $200 million payday. Talk about checkmate. This entire time we thought Bianca was Kanye's victim, that she was being manipulated and even abused in the relationship. But it turns out she might have just been playing the long game, because she just filed for divorce from Kanye, asking for half of his $400 million fortune. And it looks like Bianca is about to become a millionaire thanks to Kanye's shenanigans. Well, as you can imagine, Kanye is not handling this well. He has been crashing out big time over this, crying about how Bianca played him for his money and tricked him into getting married without a prenup. Y'all, this meltdown is about to be insane and epic, so grab your popcorn and let's get into it. So y'all, it's pretty crazy how Kanye clowned Kim Kardashian for being a single mom and a 3-time divorcee when she filed for divorce from him. But here he is, about to go through his second divorce in less than 4 years. And let me tell you, it's not looking good for him. At least the first time, Kim didn't go after his money because she had her own and only asked for child support, which was pretty much 50-50. So honestly, he had it pretty good that time around. However, the second time, not so much. Word on the street is that Kanye is having the worst possible drama with this divorce because Bianca plans to clean him out. But let's not pretend this breakup was unexpected. If anything, the real shocker was that their marriage lasted as long as it did. From day one, people questioned their relationship, convinced it wouldn't stand the test of time. And honestly, they had a point. One moment, Kanye was declaring his everlasting love for Kim Kardashian, and the next he was suddenly married to Bianca, with barely any explanation. At first, some people figured she was just a rebound or a way for Kanye to get under Kim's skin. But after more than 2 years, that assumption didn't hold much weight anymore. Even so, it seems Bianca has finally had enough. And if the whispers are true, she's not just calling it quits. She's making sure she walks away stacked with a financial cushion to soften the landing. From the very beginning, their marriage seemed off, and not just because of how sudden it was. At the time, Kanye was already facing heavy scrutiny due to a series of controversial comments and tweets that many interpreted as anti-Semitic. His words stirred major controversy, leading to lost endorsements, broken business ties, and a steep drop in public favor.
The thing about it being Adidas is like, I could literally say anti-Semitic and they can't drop me. I could say anti-Semitic things and Adidas can't drop me.
Right in the middle of all the drama, Kanye threw everyone for a loop by suddenly marrying Bianca, making an already messy situation even more confusing. The timing had people raising eyebrows. Was this a real relationship or just a way to distract from the backlash he was dealing with? Given everything going on, the whole thing felt more like a distraction than a real love story. But no matter his reasons, the fallout from his comments hit hard, and Hollywood wasted no time cutting him off. His billionaire status disappeared practically overnight. Big brands that once stood beside him quickly distanced themselves. Endorsement deals collapsed and public support took a nosedive. With his empire crumbling, Kanye completely fell off the radar for weeks. There were no public appearances, no social media meltdowns, just total silence. Some figured he was just laying low, either reflecting on everything or coming up with his next move. Others thought he was trying to quietly fix his reputation. But just when it seemed like he had truly disappeared, he popped back up with a bombshell. He had secretly married Bianca Censori. The sudden marriage caught everyone off guard. But what made it even more baffling was that not even Kanye or Bianca's closest friends and family saw it coming. It wasn't just a matter of them keeping the wedding private. No one even knew they were romantically involved in the first place. There were no hints, no rumors, no public outings that suggested they were anything more than acquaintances. Their families, friends, and inner circles found out the same way the rest of the world did. When photos of Kanye and Bianca started circulating online, the fact that they managed to keep their entire relationship under wraps was shocking on its own. But coming from Kanye, who has never been one to shy away from public attention, it made even less sense. He had spent years putting every aspect of his personal life on display, from his relationships to his feuds. So for him to suddenly embrace secrecy, especially when it came to something as major as marriage, left people completely puzzled. The people closest to him weren't just surprised, they were blindsided. Those who had known Kanye for years struggled to make sense of this new chapter, while Bianca's circle was equally in the dark. The suddenness of it all raised even more questions. How long had they been seeing each other? What led to such a rushed wedding? And most importantly, why? A source even revealed that the Kardashians had no idea Kanye was seeing someone new. The source said, "The family isn't taking this as a marriage yet. They don't know what it is. They aren't sure if it's a PR stunt, and they're waiting to see if he files for papers. They're nervous because if it is real, she would be in the children's lives." But if you thought Kanye keeping the Kardashians out of the loop about his marriage was shocking, this takes it to another level, because not even Bianca's own parents had a clue she was tying the knot. The revelation didn't just make things seem odd. It pushed the whole situation into downright bizarre territory. It was one thing for Kanye to keep his ex-wife's family in the dark, but the fact that Bianca hadn't even told her own parents raised serious concerns about what was really happening behind the scenes. At this point, the secrecy went beyond being unexpected. It started to feel unsettling. Plenty of people prefer to keep their relationships private, but completely cutting out both families? Yeah, that wasn't just discretion, it felt intentional. The fact that neither Kanye nor Bianca saw the need to share such major news with their loved ones made people question whether this was truly a love story, or if there was something more complicated at play. The lack of transparency sparked a wave of speculation. Was Kanye the driving force behind all the secrecy, or was Bianca willingly going along with it? Was she making these choices freely, or was there something, or someone, pulling the strings? And if there was nothing unusual about their relationship, why go to such extreme lengths to keep it hidden? The more people tried to make sense of it, the more uneasy they became. Different sources tried to defend Kanye's decision to keep things secret, saying, "He has been a megastar for 2 decades and counting, and his first marriage was to someone who lives almost full-time in front of a camera." Bianca and Ye have a totally different vibe. They are very private, very affectionate, and totally devoted to each other. I think they both enjoy carving out time that's just for them. But y'all, nobody was buying that excuse. There's a big difference between maintaining privacy and completely shutting out your own family from something as major as a wedding, especially if you've got her parading her body around. What kind of privacy is that? Around this time, reports started surfacing, painting Kanye and Bianca's relationship as nothing short of perfect. The best thing ever. Sources started saying things like, Kanye West's new wife, Bianca Censori, runs the show, including his daily schedule and business affairs. Another insider told Us Weekly, things couldn't be better for Kanye and Bianca. They're doing amazing. Kanye feels like he finally met someone who truly gets him and loves him for the person he is. Bianca compliments Kanye on so many levels, and he appreciates and respects her opinions. She really keeps him grounded and he's feeling better than ever. But based on what we know now, it seems like Bianca has been quietly dealing with a whole lot behind closed doors. While on the surface, it may have looked like she was living a glamorous life. A glamorous, nude life. Insiders suggest that Kanye has put her through quite a bit in the short time they've been married. One of the most glaring things people have picked up on? The way he appears to have erased her sense of self and transformed her into a weird, bizarre version of Kim Kardashian. From the beginning, people couldn't help but notice the resemblance between Bianca and Kim, sparking speculation that Kanye was using her as a stand-in for his ex. But beyond their similar features, something even more unsettling stood out: her wardrobe. Before her marriage, Bianca had her own unique fashion sense. But once she got with Kanye, it became clear that he was the one calling the shots on what she wore. And let's be honest, the outfits he's been putting her in have only gotten more bizarre as time has gone on. But apparently things are even more troubling than they seemed. Bianca's friends claim that Kanye has all but cut her off from the people she used to be close to. One friend even came forward in an interview with the Daily Mail, shedding light on just how much influence he appears to have over her life. The insider said, "Bianca is stuck and her friends are trying to save her. But no one can because of the blockades Kanye has put up around her. Everyone is extremely concerned. This isn't who she is. She is an incredibly outspoken and lively person who was never one to keep her mouth shut." We also found out that she's not allowed to talk in public without Kanye's approval, and it explains why she seemed unwilling to talk in that video of her that went viral.
Here's the same. I suppose just a pair of shorts I wanted to see.
Yeah, can I get your number?
Now, I have to say, Bianca genuinely seems like such a kind-hearted person, which makes this whole situation even more unsettling. And just when it seemed bad enough, even more concerning details have surfaced. Several sources have come forward with alarming claims about how Kanye treats her, and let's just say it doesn't paint him in the best light. Apparently, Kanye's control over Bianca extends far beyond just her wardrobe. He's completely reshaped her identity. According to insiders, he has essentially conditioned her into becoming the version of a woman he wants, rather than letting her embrace who she truly is. From what they describe, she's no longer her own person but someone molded entirely to fit Kanye's ideals. And honestly, that's a chilling reality. A source said, Kanye has a set of rules for Bianca, which includes never speaking and wearing what he wants her to wear. She is also required to eat certain food items and work out, even though Kanye himself doesn't work out. He has been able to control Bianca completely because he allegedly convinced her that they're royalty. She has no mind of her own anymore. So, it might seem like Kanye has a tight grip on nearly every aspect of Bianca's life, dictating everything from what she eats to where she goes, making the entire situation seem more and more like a deeply toxic and controlling dynamic. According to an insider, those closest to Bianca have grown increasingly alarmed and have been actively trying to help her break free. They've watched her relationship with Kanye deteriorate into something they believe is unhealthy, and their biggest concern has been her overall well-being. At first, Bianca wasn't receptive to their efforts, not because she didn't appreciate their concern, but because Kanye's influence over her had become so overwhelming. The source claimed that she had been manipulated to such an extreme degree that she couldn't even recognize how unhealthy the situation truly was. It wasn't just that she was turning a blind eye. She had been conditioned to believe that nothing was wrong. Her friends could see that she wasn't the same confident, independent person she once was, and that's what pushed them to step in. They weren't just worried about her happiness. They were genuinely afraid that if she stayed in the situation any longer, she might completely lose herself. An insider said, a few of her friends were finally able to reach her, but she wasn't interested in talking, nor was she interested in anyone's concerns for her. Well, everything changed after the chaos that unfolded at the Grammys this year because that was a breaking point for Bianca. This moment seemed to be the final push that made her see things for what they were. Kanye forced her to walk the red carpet practically naked. To make matters worse, she wasn't even allowed to stay for the event. It quickly became obvious that the only reason he even brought her there was to parade her around and put her body on display. The whole situation was disturbing for a lot of reasons, but what made it even worse was the fact that Kanye himself was, as always, fully dressed and completely covered. And if that wasn't bad enough, he later went on a Twitter rant, bragging about how he had full control over Bianca, claiming that he owned her, and could do whatever he pleased without anyone being able to stop him. And that alone was bad enough. But the way he worded it made everything even more disturbing. Fans were horrified, and at that point, it became clear that this wasn't just an unhealthy relationship. It was something darker. He said, I have dominion over my wife. That ain't no woke and feminist crap. She's with a billionaire. Why would she listen to interviews from you dumb, broke bees? People say the red carpet look was her decision. Yes, I don't make her do anything she doesn't want to, but she definitely wouldn't have been able to do it without my approval. You stupid woke pawns. I have no respect or empathy for anyone living, 'cause no one living can affect me. But I do love some people and give them favor. He then added, anyone who called my wife's Grammy look a stunt is a dumb and lame. Yes, she's been dressing naked for 2 years now and all of a sudden it's a stunt? Every single bee on the planet wishes they had her bravery, body, platform, access to money, and a husband that supports their personal expression. There are a lot of things that had to converge for this moment to happen. But what was so disturbing was that Bianca's father felt he had to step in and confront Kanye for treating his daughter like some kind of object instead of a person. He wasn't about to sit back and watch Kanye parade Bianca around like she was a cheap commodity. And honestly, who could blame him? Any father would be horrified to see their daughter being controlled and humiliated like that on a public stage. According to an insider, Bianca's father Leo wants to have a proper sit-down with Kanye and ask him what the hell he is thinking when he parades Bianca around like a trashy, naked trophy pony. He wants to ask Kanye what he would do if his daughters, North or Chicago, were seen in public half-naked in outfits encouraged by their husbands. He knows there is no way that Kanye would allow this for his daughters, so it makes no sense why he would encourage this for his own wife. The insider continued, "If this isn't bad enough, the man who is supposed to protect Leo's daughter is the same man shutting her out from her own family. Leo honestly wants to just sit Kanye down to let him know that he is hurting their family by turning his beloved daughter into a trashy-looking marketable commodity. No man should ever encourage the woman that he loves to walk out in public and present herself like this. This isn't love, that is control." Well, if Bianca was waiting for the right moment to make her move for the long game, she might have just played this perfectly. Turns out she and Kanye never signed a prenup when they got married, and that little detail changes everything. See, under California law, when a couple divorces without a prenup, their assets are typically split right down the middle. And with Kanye's fortune on the line, that means Bianca could walk away with half of everything he owns. If she really decides to pull the plug on this marriage, he might be in for one of the most expensive lessons of his life. But it turns out that the early reports about how Bianca was running the show were right. But she was playing the media, making Kanye look like the bad guy while she was the one pulling the strings all along. Y'all, it was Bianca all along. But anyways, I gotta know what y'all feel about this. Drop your thoughts in the comments below and then check out this next video.